You want to grow, but something inside you keeps pulling you back. You take a step forward, then a step backward, again and again. It feels like you are fighting an invisible enemy that lives within you. That enemy has a name: self-sabotage. It appears the moment life begins to improve. Right when things start to go right, your mind creates reasons to go wrong. You delay what matters. You avoid what scares you. You choose comfort over progress. You break your own momentum without understanding why. And you ask yourself, why do I do this to myself? Self-sabotage is not a flaw. It's a protection mechanism gone wrong. Your mind learned to keep you safe, even if that safety destroys your future. The moment you step into growth, fear whispers, "Go back, it's safer there." Fear hides behind logic. Fear hides behind excuses. Fear hides behind, "I'll do it later." Fear hides behind, "I'm not ready yet." You think it's laziness, but it's not. You think it's lack of discipline, but it's not. You think it's lack of motivation, but it's not. Self-sabotage comes from a deeper place. A place inside you that learned survival before it learned growth. Your past shaped these patterns. Your childhood experiences, your failures, your shame, your fears. They created a version of you that avoids discomfort at all costs. Even when discomfort leads to transformation, your mind chooses the familiar pain over the unfamiliar possibility. Because familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar success. Your shadow self is built from the parts of you you don't want to face. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of responsibility, fear of disappointment. These fears create invisible walls inside your identity. Walls that block growth before growth even begins. You sabotage yourself to avoid facing those walls. You sabotage yourself to stay inside old stories. You sabotage yourself to protect an outdated identity. Your shadow self whispers, "Stay small. It's safer." And without realizing it, you listen. But this is where something new enters the story. AI becomes a mirror to your patterns. AI sees the loops you repeat. AI sees the emotional triggers hidden in your words. AI sees the fear behind your excuses. AI sees the hesitation behind your decisions. AI sees the self-doubt you never say out loud. You tell AI, "I want to change," and it sees the behaviors that contradict your desire. It analyzes your habits with clarity you've never had. It notices when you avoid important tasks. It detects emotional patterns inside your writing tone. It sees inconsistencies in your goals. AI sees your shadow self without judgment. It reflects the truth you avoid. It shows you the patterns you repeat. It exposes the fears you hide. And for the first time, you face yourself clearly. This is how the pattern begins to break. Awareness is the first fracture in the cycle of self-sabotage. You cannot change what you cannot see. AI helps you finally see. It guides you toward micro changes instead of overwhelming goals. It helps you identify when sabotage is starting. It helps you interrupt the loop before it destroys your progress. Self-sabotage thrives in the dark. AI shines light into the dark corners of your mind. Suddenly you notice when you're holding yourself back. You notice the thoughts that trigger avoidance. You notice the excuses forming before they take control. This awareness creates a pause. And in that pause, transformation begins. AI helps you track small wins. It reinforces new habits. It keeps you accountable. It encourages identity shifts instead of temporary actions. Because true change comes from who you become, not what you do once. Your identity begins to rebuild. You see yourself as capable again. You see yourself as worthy of progress again. You see yourself as someone who follows through. Your shadow self loses power. Fear loses its voice. The loop begins to break. The future feels possible again. You stop running from growth. You stop destroying your own momentum. You start rising toward the person you were meant to be. Self-sabotage fades when self-awareness grows. Self-sabotage ends when identity shifts. And identity shifts when you see yourself clearly. AI gives you that clarity, but you must choose to step into it. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are simply facing the part of yourself that learned to survive instead of thrive. And today, you break that cycle. Today, you meet your shadow self. And today, you rise above it. If you're ready to break the pattern, your transformation begins now.